Patch Notes version 1.12. Fellow Greymanes, here are the fixes and improvements that have been added this patch. Major updates. This patch adds a new feature that lets you decorate the area outside your house, as well as new equipment and furniture, along with various bug fixes and stability improvements. If you're into the house building, I'm sure this is going to be great for you. So this is rolling out right now, except for Epic Games and Mac. That's in progress, unfortunately. The new additions. And these guys have been added stuff like almost weekly. So this is nothing new, but let's see what they got. Added a new feature that allows you to decorate the area outside your house. Added 2 new tools that can be used to craft items. The workstation. The workstation can be found in multiple places, such as Greymane Camp and Timberham Sawmill. The loom. Looms can be found in multiple places, such as the Hernand Tailor Shop. Added 58 new items for your house. Facilities: 4 tools, 10 saw drays, 7 fountains, 6 wells. Lights: 8 braziers, 6 street lights. Decorations / pet furniture: 4 carpets, 4 hanging planters, 4 automata toys, 1 music box, 2 pet furniture items. These items can be crafted at a loom or a workstation. These items and their crafting manuals can be obtained from shops, claw machines, the flower basket crafting mission, the box of fortune, and the orb roll challenge. Well, that's cool. At least they're trying to take this serious. You know, for people that really want to do that pet simulator, Sims-esque, gameplay, this is going to be wonderful for them. I'm sure this will bring in a lot of female players, or this will be more attractive to them, I'm sure. Damien and Unka, they can now equip Visiones and read memories. Damien and Unka can now mount Blackstar. That's a big deal, That's a big limitation if you want to play them, not being able to do these things. Now you can play these characters full time. Really, as much as they've updated things. All added chain attacks while sliding for each weapon. That's pretty cool. Cliff added 5 new headgear items and 1 set of armor. Silent Conqueror's plate helm, Sentinel of Tenacity helm, Feral Sentinel helm, Sentinel of Trust helm, and Steelmaw plate helm, and the Greymane light armor. Damien added a new pair of gloves, honorary Greymane cloth gloves, added new accessories for everybody, the Greymane signet, added Box of Fortune to the Mysterious Shop. The box costs 100 silver, and you can purchase up to 3 boxes each time it is restocked. Added 51 knowledge entries for collectibles - contract. Major improvements. Content. Improved the game so that the character loading screen is also displayed when loading as Unka or Damien. Additionally, the loading process has been optimized to slightly reduce loading time. Well, that's great. Nobody likes loading. Change the name of the Pet's Tailor's Shop to Pet Shop. Cuckoo Cooler and Enhanced Cuckoo Cooler can now be sold. Adjusted the foul conditions for certain skills in all out duels. So what that means is, I don't know if you've experienced it yet, but when you're in those fist fight duels, if you've upgraded your skill tree, you will know what I'm talking about when you accidentally do whatever it may be that you do, some kick or grab, and all of a sudden you lose the fight because it was an illegal move for that fight, especially when I was fighting like the champion guy. It was ridiculous. I had to just keep it strictly jabs, I was too worried about most everything because you never knew when you were going to get disqualified. So that is a huge improvement. Kudos to these guys. added new ways to obtain the following knowledge entries, which previously became unattainable after completing certain quests: Exploding Bismuth Spider, Jarback Crab, Skull Knight Followers, Jared, Darksworn Armor Spectral Soldier, and the Giant Rock Tusk Warthog. If you're jamming through the main quest and you're not hitting those side quests and you pass it up, you may never even know it existed until now. Improved logging so that fine timber drops when logging quality up level 2 is active. Improved rematches so that it is now available at a stronghold under reconstruction. I haven't really gotten to the rematches yet. I guess if you're into that and you really want to do it, that's fantastic. Controls. Improve the system so that other inputs are not performed while an interaction prompt is displayed while aiming. Added a key guide for the explosive evasive shot. Fixed an issue where, when customizing buttons, if a disabled key and the interaction key were assigned to the same input, the interaction function would incorrectly be triggered by holding the input. Mac fixed an issue where placeable items could not be placed in the house using keyboard and mouse. I'm sure that was frustrating. That's another big one. Combat and action. When retrying a boss battle after dying or for similar reasons, settings changed during previous attempt are now maintained. The maintained settings are as followed: knowledge obtained through observation, primary and secondary weapon, selected element, arrows and food items assigned to quick slots, items assigned to be used instantly. So what that means is if you fight a boss and you die, everything that you had switched, like if you switched something before you saved and because you died, it is not going to revert back to pre-save, primary, secondary weapon. You'll still have obtained the knowledge, your selected element will still be selected, and so on and so forth. Improved the aerial force palm so it can be used in safe zones. Improved nature snare so it can be placed while flying. Improved the nature snare so that Unka and Damien also acquire it when it is learned through observation. Improved the skill executed when using quick swap with a spear. Damien added a unique sit animation and adjusted the attack range of the unarmed whirl kick. Improved the Wyvern's dive animation. Here's the UI section. Fixed an issue where enemy icons would sometimes not display on the minimap. I've never run into that, but that would be very annoying. Improved the collectibles chest so that owned and unowned items are differentiated by the shade of each slot, allowing players to easily check whether they own each item. I'm assuming that means if you have an item in your collectibles chest, that if you pick that same item up, that it will be a different color because you have a copy of it in the chest already. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm interpreting this. Graphics and settings. Improve the settings menu so that you can now move directly to the top or the bottom of the menu. Improve the game so that a prompt for setting the minimum font size is displayed when launching the game for the first time. Localization. Fixed various localization errors and improved localization quality across all languages. So here's our last little section. Here's the last section. Fixed an issue where eggs would disappear when hatching them after reaching the maximum number of owned pets. Fixed an issue where the investment strategy would change after saving and loading the game. That would be very annoying. I'm not sure if my investment strategy has changed because I really don't check my investments too often. I just throw them in there, I leave them on safe, and that's it. Fixed an issue where mounts could attack an ally while the player was wearing a mask. Fixed an issue that caused the game to crash when switching weapons immediately after using Nature's Echo. Fixed an issue where sockets could not be created for certain equipment. Fixed an issue where enhancing a specific one-handed sword would complete the Artisan's Touch challenge, crafting a one-handed sword at the smithy. Fixed an issue where memories could be read while on a moving object. Fixed an issue where weapons could be automatically stowed or could not be drawn when approaching a smithy. Fixed an issue where the camera angle would shift when entering house mode. Improved wagons so that they can escape without being destroyed when stuck in terrain or objects. That's a big one. I'm not really into the wagons stuff. I mean, I might do it if once I've collected like a mass amount of items, I might do a run if I find something that's just really worth it. But so far, I have plenty of money for my camp. I haven't really had that issue. Fixed an issue where the actual amount of resources did not match the displayed amount of resources when donating camp funds. Fixed an issue where certain outfits would appear unnaturally in specific situations. Fixed an issue where the tracking marker on the world map and minimap would change to a bounty hunt icon in certain situations. Fixed an issue where a shop icon was displayed in an inaccessible area on the world map. Fixed an issue where game performance would drop when riding certain mounts. Fixed an issue where items could be placed outside of the housing area. That isn't really an issue anymore if you can actually do that just because you want to set them out there now. Fixed an issue where certain outfits would display unnaturally while riding a bear. Fixed an issue where the shield would sometimes not return when using Smiting Bolt during a shield toss. Fixed an issue where the fusion reactor core of the Sanctum of Penitence would respawn after completing it. Fixed an issue where the quest guide text would not be displayed in certain situations. Fixed an issue where relevant knowledge could not be acquired after defeating the Hex Earthen Exploding Spider. Fixed an issue where the Cuckoo Bird's egg or the Wyvern egg would be duplicated and added to recoverable items when hatched under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where pets would be unsummoned during certain quests and minigames. Fixed an issue where Blackstar and Wyverns could not land on the ground. Fixed an issue where certain timber would not be automatically acquired. Fixed an issue where the remaining time of reconstruction would not refresh when viewing the details of a stronghold. Fixed an issue where the game would crash when entering the die menu while wearing specific equipment. Fixed an issue where the water tower would not be repaired when saving and loading the game after completing the Repair the Water Tower mission of the quest Farm Without Water. Fixed an issue where an autosave related message would appear in inaccessible areas. Fixed an issue where the transit station would disappear when the Iron Crawler passed through it when completing the Crimson Mountains Transit Station construction quest. Fixed an issue where the size of items in the Die House preview menu differed from their actual size. Fixed an issue where attacking, quote, the singing catfish would occasionally cause it to sink underwater. Fixed an issue where rotating the camera in certain locations would cause frame drops. Fixed an issue where mild honey was not displayed in cooking methods of recipes that use honey as an ingredient. Fixed an issue where progression was blocked when entering St. Halcyus's House of Healing with 4 pieces of the St. Halcyus priest outfit equipped and a St. Halcyus visitor's pass in the inventory. Improved the game to play related sound effects when a crime is committed with no witnesses present. Fixed an issue where NPCs would fail to follow the player during certain quests that require them to do so. Fixed an issue where certain furniture had excessive visual effects. Fixed an issue where the wagon crafting mission could be carried out multiple times. Okay, I did not know that was an issue because I have crafted the same type of wagon multiple times, just like I've crafted the air balloon. I have multiple copies of each level of air balloon. And I just at the time, I had no idea how to use the air balloon. I didn't know how to summon it or anything. So I just kept making them thinking that I wasn't making them or something. So that's interesting. Fix an issue where reading locations for certain memories were unnatural. Fix an issue where extra large fish, including the striped marlin, could be caught in a fish trap. Wait a minute. You can use fish traps? This is new to me. I didn't... Oh, wow. I did not know you could do that. I've seen the traps, but I did not know that you could do that. That is amazing. Fixed an issue where the quest reward was not properly given after completing the Followers from Frost quest. Keyboard and mouse. Fixed an issue where furniture would be taken out in an unplaceable state. Fixed an issue where lightning kick could be used in safe zones. Fixed an issue where the equipped tool would switch with another weapon when using it in certain situations. Fixed an issue where tools could be taken out while talking to NPCs. Fixed an issue where controls would become unresponsive when firing a shotgun while riding a wagon. So for Damien and Unka, they fixed an issue where the game would crash after expanding the camp. They fixed an issue for them where leaf effects would be displayed. They also fixed an issue where focused charge shot could not be fired multiple times while in the air. I didn't know you could shoot focused charge shot while you're in the air. There's so much to this game. I've put at least a couple 100 hours into it, and I'm still learning stuff. So for Unka, these last 4 for him, scatter shot now fires in the aimed direction when used out of combat. Alright, fixed an issue where jumping while grabbing did not function properly when equipping the Cuckoo Rocket Pack. They fixed an issue where damage would not be dealt consecutively when using charge with certain weapons. Fixed an issue where fall damage was delayed when using spinning strike from high places. And they fixed some known issues, and for those issues, I will post the link for this in the description, and you can check those out. This has been S-Town Hooligan. Good luck, and stay gaming.